We wish
you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Please, if today is the first time you are watching Osmofo Peter TV, click on the subscription button and click on the notification bell so any video that I upload, you get notified. Beautiful ladies and gentlemen, this is Osmofo Peter, and I am here with my friend to discuss more about UAE. On the 2nd of December, UAE celebrated their National Day, and there are some things that happened that I want to show you. Some things that will blow your mind. Yeah, Osmafo. Yes. Shall we talk about the history of UAE before we start? First, many people have heard of Dubai, UAE, and the rest, but they don't know the story behind. They don't know how UAE came to an existence. So today, I and my friend here are going to tell you more about Dubai. And we are beginning with the history of Dubai, or the brief history of Dubai. So this episode, I'm going to divide it into two. The first part will be the history of UAE, and the second part will be the celebration of UAE. That's the 49th celebration of UAE, which was celebrated on the 2nd December, just yesterday. So you have to listen to the first part in order to understand how UAE became a country, or how UAE came to existence. And from there, you will see the development that they have made. Now UAE is 49 years old. And I am going to reveal things that will blow your mind, things that will make you perplexed.
Sit by the fire. I have something very special to show you.
What? What? Come on, show me.
You know what these are?
Of course I know. These are pearls.
Very good. And where do you think they came from?
Well, from a shop, I suppose.
Well, that would certainly have been easier. But no. Many years ago, my father, your grandfather, got these from their original home.
Where is that?
From the oysters where they grew. And he dived way down to the bottom of the sea for them. So his hands were the first to hold these pearls. In those days, if you wanted something, you had to go and get it. All of our country was like this desert now. If you wanted food, you had to hunt for it. Water, there were no taps. You had to travel for it. And to earn money, your grandpa would set out to sea, diving, and diving again for pearl. It was tiring and dangerous work, but it gave us what we needed to live until the disaster came.
Why? What happened?
In the early 1930s, people found a way to make pearls rather than dive for them. And suddenly, no one wanted Grandpa's pearls anymore. Life became very tough for him and for thousands of people.
So what happened?
It was like Allah was watching over our country. Because at the same time as people stopped buying our pearls, a new and very valuable gift was being discovered.
I know, oil.
That's right. Oil explorers came from everywhere in search of oil. And they found it.
So everyone's problem was over. Now the country was rich, yes?
But it took more than just money to set us on the path to a better life.
What do you mean?
It needed a man of honor and character to lead us there.
You mean Sheikh Zayed? right?
I do, of course. He believed that it was people, not dollars, that would make our country great. He could see our future clearly. He saw that the Emirates would be stronger if we all joined together. So along with Sheikh Rashid and the rulers of other states, he formed the United Arab Emirates. And of course, he became the first president as well. He built roads, hospitals, airports, schools. He created opportunities for women, including universities. And only a generation later, just look at us now.
We have the most modern racetrack in Formula One.
Oh yes,
And we learned that Master City will be completely powered by the sun and the wind and no carbon. And we have the world's tallest building. And the palm. And the incredible hotels. And the metro. And
yes, I get it. We have so much to be proud of. But you know, it's not just technology and new buildings that say we have come a long way.
what else then?
What about the treasures in our museums? The art that hangs in our galleries? And the magnificent new Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi? And what about all the places you and your friends have fun?
I bet we had more fun than you did when you were 9.
Every generation thinks that. But you know, the more things change and move on, the more we should remember where we have come from. Some of the greatest things were created by nature, not by man.
Like this desert?
Like this desert, yes. And like these beautiful pearls. Here, put your hands together. It's time to pass them on to you, as my father did to me. So when you are grown up, they will remind you of the journey that he started and which you are carrying on. Now, get some sleep. Tomorrow, we head for the city.
UAE has been through many events that have changed it over the course of centuries. These events shaped the UAE into the country that it is today. The region was a source of attraction for many European countries like the Portuguese, Dutch, and the British. In 1498, the Portuguese came to the UAE to ensure a safe path to Europe for the location that lies between the three continents. Settlements in Abu Dhabi began in 1760 when the Bani Yash tribe found fresh water. 6 decades later, the British and the Sheikhs of the 7 Emirates signed a treaty of peace to combat piracy. In 1835, the Sheikhdom signed with Britain the Maritime Truce and became known as the Trucial States.
After UAE's loss of income due to the collapse of the pearl industry, they tried to find other sources, which led to Abu Dhabi's discovery of oil and production in 1950s. The first exploration of oil happened in 1962. 4 years later, the discovery of oil in Dubai happened, which started the development of economy, and Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan was chosen to become the ruler of Abu Dhabi in the same year. This helped the fast development of the UAE. In 1968, the British decided to leave the area because the UAE couldn't afford their presence. This led to the idea of a union. It happened on the 2nd of December 1971 between the 6 Trucial States, which were afterwards known as the 6 Emirates, and then later joined the Arab League. The UAE's official currency became the dirham after the usage of the Indian rupiah. In 1973, the UAE Petroleum Ministry was created and consisted of the oil departments of Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, with Fujairah being the city of oil storage.
In the next short years, the Gulf Cooperation Council was formed with the UAE being the founding member of it. After the death of Sheikh Saeed Al Maktoum, his son Sheikh Rashid Al Maktoum became the ruler of Dubai in 1990. The Supreme Council agreed to make UAE's constitution permanent in 1996. This was an important step to the country because it gave the country a sense of stability. 3 years later, Burj Al Arab, tallest hotel in the world, opened, being the representation of Arab pride. In 2004, Sheikh Khalifa was chosen as the leader of the UAE after the unfortunate passing away of his father. This was a heart-wrenching event for the residents and locals of the UAE. The year of 2006 brought many economic changes, some of them being the days of official weekend would be in line with Western nations, as well as reducing the dependence on foreign workers. In addition, the country held their first national elections. 2 years later, Dubai went through an economic crisis with its property market crashing to about 50% of peak value. This resulted to Abu Dhabi giving Dubai 10 billion dirhams to help pay off debts. This led to the development of Dubai's economy situation, and Dubai Metro opened, which was the first public mass transit system in the region. Burj Khalifa, formerly known as Burj Dubai, which is the world's tallest building with 163 stories, opened in 2010. Because of many breathtaking landmarks, the UAE became a center of attraction for many tourists. These landmarks include Ferrari World, Sheikh Zayed Mosque, and many more. Nowadays, the UAE has become one of the most developed countries in the world.
My brother Osmofo,
Yes.
do you know what even surprises me the most? UAE is only 49 years old. Can you imagine? UAE came to existence since 1971, and now UAE is one of the most beautiful tourist sites in this world. You are packing my mind. It makes me perplexed. What do you think makes them keep going? Because UAE is only 49 years old, but if you see their businesses, if you see their buildings, if you see their hotels, it will marvels you. So what do you think these people put in place in order for their country to be moving like this? Because UAE, they have the most tallest building in the world. Look at their road. Look at their network. Look at their buildings. Look at the people that they accommodate. Look at the unity. We have calcium, we have lithium, we have, everything. But Ghana and Nigeria, we are so poor. But UAE keeps on moving. In fact, this country has really developed. They started from nothing, and look at where they have ended. Look at where they have ended. In fact, these people have surprised the world. The building that they are even putting in place in Abu Dhabi, which is the capital town of UAE, when you see it, it will surprise you. But the only thing that they have is oil. And this desert land have built things that people who have fertile land, people who have good resources, countries who have strong people did not have. Africa, we are stronger, but yet we are the poorest. All the time I cry when I remember this, or when I see things going on in Africa. Our leaders are possessed. In fact, sometimes when they are talking about the leaders, someone will sit somewhere and be saying that you are talking, Massa, our leaders, they are possessed by evil spirits. They are the people killing us. But when it gets to campaign time, you will see them. You will see someone with his belly. We should vote for him. After we vote for him, you will not see the person again. That will be the end. But look at UAE. They only have oil. You get what I mean? They only have oil. But they are moving on. Their leaders, their leadership is moving on well. They are ruling their country well. Oh my goodness. We need such leaders. Africans, some of our leaders are just walking dead. They are living dead. Our presidents and co, they are living dead. All they know is chop money. All they know is spend money on ladies, on slave queens, on unnecessary things. Look at Ghana, the number of MPs they choose, but yet Ghana is not moving well. Look at the MPs Akufo-Addo choose. And these are the 7 leaders of United Arab Emirates. These are the 7 leaders. Look at how lovely they are. Look at how united they are. They have only one flag in the middle. They are united. And when people are united, they can move anything. They can do anything. When you are united, there is nothing you can do. That's the secret, and that's the reason why Dubai is always moving forward or developing. That's the reason. They are always united.